Ladies and gentlemen, the show we've all been waiting for. Paranormal Buzz Radio is proud to present REP Paranormal and Friends with your hosts, Kim Purvis and Allison Robinson. Live every Thursday night on Spreaker, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. Be sure to check out their Facebook page, REP Paranormal Busters.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay. Well, everybody, welcome tonight to another REP Paranormal and Friends. Our next guest probably don't really need an introduction, but we're going to introduce him anyways. We have the Southern Gypsies! Woo! Who's ready to play? Alright, how are you ladies doing?
Well, good. Heck yes. We're doing great. We're on this great show with y'all.
I know. I've been super excited because I've been just thinking about when we went to Farrar, and I was just like, I can't wait to have these ladies on the show.
Aww.
I had a blast.
That was so much fun.
Yes, it was. Very much so. Oh, I'm choking on my wine.
I'm damn jealous right now that I did not get my wine in time.
Man, what were you thinking?
I'm jealous too. I'd like
it's not too late. Can anybody see me right now? Y'all can just hear me, right?
They can just hear you. Yeah, we can see you. They can hear you.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my wine.
Okay, you go get your wine. I love it. Gotta have her wine. I mean, come on now. We have a bottle of tequila sitting here still too.
Oh my gosh, that's great stuff. I gotta stay away from that. I mean, alcohol makes. I have an alternate personality, man. It's called MIDI, and if I start drinking and she comes, you'll know when she's here.
I get kind of.
I become a completely different person.
I don't have an alter ego. I mean, I do, but I don't have a name for her because I'm a totally different person when I drink. I get
you gotta have a name. Holly's name is the Tank. And if you could see her, she's drinking out of a bottle of wine right now, y'all. The Tank, though, it was so sad, though, because when the Tank got fluid pills, she couldn't hold as much. We were disappointed.
I'm still the damn Tank. Still the damn Tank.
I love it. Yeah. Nope. I've kind of simmered down since I got hauled out the back door of the Mexican restaurant here in town at a Christmas party for work.
Hey, that's a good time.
That's epic. Yeah.
I woke up to them shouting, "Just shove your finger down her throat, or get a straw and shove it down. If she pukes, she'll feel better." That's all I remember. Oh my gosh.
Kind of funny, actually. God, Lord, I don't think I woke up like that. Most time I woke up, I didn't know where I was. I don't know what.
When she wakes up like that, she's comatose.
What was that?
Yeah.
You're comatose whenever you get up, or you're either like, what happened? Why do I feel this way? Well, you drank too much last night, Betty.
Yeah. That's how I
Yeah,
am.
I
I'm
see.
usually puking for like 2 days after that. It's bad.
Oh, man. I tell you what, like, if it wasn't for Holly and Ashley, I don't even know how I would. I'd probably be like on the other side of the country, like just wandering around, not even knowing my name.
She would. We go straight to New Orleans getting drunk, and she got shit faced first. And I had to make my shirt a halter so she could hold on to it, so we wouldn't lose her. It's like weekend at Bernie's.
You need a leash. You need like one of those, with the kids. You know how they strap them.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
They made that. Yep. It was fun though, man. I tell you what, God darn. I think that's the last time Mitty really, really came out. I can't remember. I mean, I don't have the kidneys and liver I used to, apparently.
Oh my god.
This last weekend, it's so sad. Like, if you go out, like, okay, as the Southern Gypsies, we try to do as many events as we can because we love going out there and talking to people. And, like, we do readings and stuff during the day, but people are like, hey, come have a drink with us. Or, hey, we've got you some moonshine. Or, hey, do this. Next thing you know, we're laying in bed at this hotel, if you can imagine, okay? Ashley's over there thinking she's having, a heart attack or something. Holly's just like, my chest is hurting. Holly is like, oh, my feet, I can't move. I'm like, y'all ladies, get up. And about that time, I got a Charlie horse in my inner thigh. I thought I was dying. We were all just laying in different places, just moaning, just being like, oh, God. And we were like, man, maybe we can't party like we used to, but we still try.
I know.
Yeah, we push it. But if the campers were behind closed doors, which is, I'll tell you what,
God.
about to happen. It's about to damn happen, and I don't know what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Shay? Yeah, what is it? Oh, I'm hearing an echo. Okay. There it is. It was fixed. I was like, is that me talking or is that somebody else? Shay has a question. But did you guys find a...
Oh, I know. Did you guys find that raccoon penis yet?
The ivory raccoon penis. That's what it was. I couldn't figure it out because it said Bory, and I'm like, what the hell's Bory?
We are currently on the lookout for as many raccoon penises as we could find. So if anybody knows of any, please, we should do one of those. What is it called? It's a GoFundMe. Go raccoon dig me. Like maybe it could be.
Oh my god.
Maybe we could get one of those started. We don't need money. We just need raccoon dicks. Yeah. Ashley wants to throw them bones and pick her teeth with it, whatever she can. Yeah.
All right, so what do you ladies have coming up? Do you have any events coming up or anything that you want to talk about?
Holly, hit it.
Okay, so we're freaking busy, man. This weekend we're going to Irwin, Tennessee. We're doing readings Friday and Saturday at a little metaphysical shop down there. Mm-hmm. Cool place we never been to. The weekend after that we're going to Ashmore Estates, so we'll be in Illinois, close to Iowa, folks. So we're going to go to Ash Bash. We're going to be there with a bunch of our para family with Word Weekends. We're going to be in an Airbnb, and I'm pretty sure we'll be pantsless, and who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be full of fun.
Yeah. Plus, we got 2 quarts of, we got some moonshine. I know I got my quart. I don't know if Holly still got
I got my quart.
Last time when we had that, it was so sweet. I woke up with my face swelled up, and Holly's son thought I had a stroke. It was hanging down.
Oh my god!
This is where the mini comes in, man. And it took me. I'm still getting over that, so I'm going to try to partake in the moonshine. But that's after all the festivities and stuff. So we're excited about Ash Bash.
We are. You guys ain't been to Ashmore Estates either, have you, Misty?
No, that's what I'm excited about. I want to get a loan at some point and walk through and fill that baby out.
Yeah. I'm excited for that too. Coming up after that, we have, we're going to a local place down in, well, not local, but it's in Kentucky. It's, some friends of a friend that's kind of called us in to do, some readings that day. And then we're heading out to Indiana, Winchester, Indiana.
Yeah, I do know that one. Yeah.
What are we doing there? What are we doing?
That's
Weird Weekends. That's
Yeah.
Weird Weekends, right? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
and then we're going to New York.
I was going to say the one she's got us going to in Kentucky, that's the country club. I don't know if they're ready for all this country in the club.
Oh, man.
Oh.
That'll be interesting.
There'll be drinks there.
Yeah, there'll be drinks. Sure. They're going to be like, man. Oh, my gosh. That'll be great. That'll be a great one. I can't wait to see that.
I want to see you guys go live
Then
on
we
that
got-
one.
Yeah.
Listen, if we went live
You
on
know
every
what?
little
We
adventure we
haven't-
went on, it would be, I
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I'm telling you. Holly, you also we got another one we got our New York thing, man, right after that, right? We're going to New York. Did you say New York too? I thought you said, listen, I can't have here, okay? You know what I'm saying. I feel my way through life, man. I just feel my way.
we know. We know.
But no, like we're going to work on that though, Holly. Like, right? We've got people who have said, "Look, get us your footage. We'll cut that up and make it something real fancy for you, I guess."
Yeah,
because we do a lot of things. Yeah, we do a lot of crazy shit. That's all I know.
and we don't even like act either. That's the sad part. If we, I couldn't do it if I had to act. I'd be sitting there all quiet and shit.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame you. Oh, going back to the raccoon dicks, Darren wants to know if a possum will count, because he has a possum in his garage.
He's going to take the dick off a possum to get us. Well, I'm honored. Okay.
He probably would. And then Shay said she can see the banner now. The Southern Gypsies put the country in the country club.
Hell yeah.
Thank
Hey,
you.
listen,
Hell yeah.
I don't know though.
Darren has another question. He wants to know what your views are on demonologists.
Hit it, Holly. I always say that when I put a Holly in there.
Yeah, Holly. All right, so my view on demonologists, cool. That's for them. If that's what they believe in, I don't. I'm a very, very big spiritual person. I'm an energy person, so I believe in negative and positive energy. I believe that if you put a name to something, then it gives it power, and this is demonology. It's cool. I mean, if that's your beliefs and you're standing behind that, that's cool, but that's not for me. It's giving names to things that you can give power to. Negative energy that's how it is created. So there you go. That's my view on it. Misty?
Well, mine's a little different. Well, I kind of did the same thing with Holly. It's like energies, man. You got energies. And if you go biblical with it, then, of course, there is things in the Bible that does say about, demons and the Book of Solomon, things like that. But I don't know if we want to put that name on demon to make it, like Holly said, it gives it more power. But if you take away the demon part of it and just think about the power of that energy, or maybe it's a more darker energy, then you could take that demon word out. On the other complete opposite of that, I also, I don't deal with angels either, though, man. I know that energy's around, and I tell people this is kind of the energy I'm feeling that would be equivalent to their angels. But I do believe it's a name. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a name that people can put all of their intentions behind. If it's negative, they automatically think that, especially in the South. So I'm not saying that I don't think they're out there, but I'm saying that maybe we should say that these people, instead of demonologists, are energy workers. Because if they're working with the darker energy, maybe that's what they're doing. But I don't think it would be the wow factor if they said we're energy workers rather than the demonology.
Right.
So I've met demonologists that I don't know if they really coming up against a negative entity would be able to do what they think they could do. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think that name is just put out there a lot more. Now, I might find somebody out there that could change my opinion, but right now that's the way I think it is,
Oh, yeah.
I agree with you.
Same.
I just think that people is too quick to give things names. Of course, it is our human side of us want to give things names. And what they don't realize is they're giving power to that energy. Right. And Missy's right. Like, I loved your last comment, and not saying anything bad about demonologists. Like I said, that's not my route, but I am an energy worker. Mm-hmm. So looking at it from my point of view, whenever I come against something negative that people automatically want to say it's demonic, I automatically want to run toward it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do as an energy worker, is clear out negative energy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But, it's a study of demons. So, I mean, to each their own.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
Definitely agree.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Don't get all choked up.
Just hack up a lung here. Don't worry about it. I need to take another swig of my wine. It's almost
I know it's a lot to take in there.
I got to savor every little last sip there is here.
Well, I'm glad you did, because this is all I got. Nothing.
What are you drinking a Moscato?
Hell yeah, girl.
That's what I have in mine too.
Woo!
But I usually do drink reds mostly, but I had Moscato in my fridge, so that's what I'm drinking. Whatever is put in front of me, I will drink. Oh,
I got you. Me too.
Steve is in the house, it looks like here.
Steve.
He says, love you ladies, looking forward to May in Iowa.
Yo. Cat's out back now.
Huh?
I said cat's out back now. We're going to be there in May at the Granger house and the
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh again.
Yes.
And we don't know anything about these places, by the way, everybody. And I told Steve, like, we don't want to know anything. Yeah. No. I did get him to send us a picture so we could work on flyers. Details are coming out for that, but we're very excited because we love our Iowan people, man. I hate that state, but I love it.
I so hope. Oh my gosh, I want to go so bad. Like, he was telling us that he was trying to get you guys down here last weekend. We did our first expo, and so he was telling us that he was trying to get you ladies down here. So I finally saw something about it, and I was like, oh, hell yeah.
We're excited to come back. I don't, like I said, Missy loves Iowa, by the way. She loves Iowa.
Yeah.
Well, we love you guys here, too.
Why. I love the people. Y'all are very down to earth. I mean, y'all are just like our tribe of people, but also, I'm in a fucking cornfield, straight up. I'm just letting y'all know that, but
No, this is a cornfield. And then afterwards, she's wondering, why am I breaking out? Why is my face breaking out? I don't know, Misty. I wonder why.
Yeah. It's a goal of mine. I've been saying it for 3 years. 3 years. Every time I come there, they got to hear about how I want to get it on in the cornfield. And Holly's like, you're going to get allergic. You're going to get allergic. And I'm just like, I'll sacrifice for it, man. I will. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What is that corn? It gets me horny. I don't know.
Just use a corn cob.
That,
you know what? I did tell them, just let me go in the field by myself.
We had this conversation on the way back home because I actually said, just use the corn cob as a dildo.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
what they did.
That is so crazy.
I swear to God, if you listen, I want everybody to think of me when they look out in the cornfield and there's just a bunch of it shaking. That's probably me out there like a big bear just going to town by myself. Yep. Just don't come and knock and let me come out on my own. Y'all startle me.
Let her get her business finished.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, let's see. Wolf has a question. Is there any location that you want to investigate that you have not gone to yet?
Misty?
Well, yeah, I'll take this one. Okay, so Ashley, if you Ashley, she is, oh gosh, she makes lists and all kinds of stuff, and she's got numerous places she wants to go. But our investigations are different than what they used to be. When we were paranormal investigators, we wanted to be all night long, getting that EVP, things like that. Mm-hmm. But as we've grown spiritually, and then we go to, we're doing things like, doing readings and stuff like that. Our specialty now is going through, filling the place out, telling you about these spirits, and most of the time doing seances so we could call them in. And then after that, we literally say we shoot our wad then, because we've already, and then we like to go away and let y'all have the rest of it, because if you can get those spirits to interact, then that gives y'all as a paranormal investigator a better interaction too. So that's something we try to market to groups. We will do joint ventures with you. You just, let us go through first, and then it will validate y'all's claims later on, plus it'll bring in the spirits. So that's what we'd like to do now. As far as investigating, I want to go someplace out California. We've talked about this. Me and Holly and Ash, we know that we are meant to keep traveling. So anywhere it could be the smallest place to the biggest place, we like to interact with those spirits. So there's not really a point. I just know I want to go west. What about you, Holly?
I definitely want to go out in Washington. I want to listen, y'all. I mean, I feel the same way Misty does, and I think it's because we are very seasoned investigators previously to our path and what we are right now. So we've been to a lot of locations. However, take me somewhere I don't know, and I don't know the history of these places in Iowa. I have no clue, and I'm not a big historian, so I'm not the type to be looking at or reading either, because I hate reading. I'm ADD, and I barely have enough time to sit down and focus on stuff that I really need to do. But some of the locations that are untouched, and some of the sacred land too. I'm very Native American drawn, so I would love to go out to some of the reservations out west.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would be a cool place.
Gosh, wouldn't it? Lord, could you imagine the energy of those places?
Oh.
Holly, I want to say something really quickly.
Yeah.
You look more like your mama with dark hair. That is so cool. Holly's mama looks Native American, by the way. She does. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. She's skinny too, You should. I don't look like I come from my mom.
My mom, she does. Holly, you're so skinny I can almost see through you, honey.
Shoo! What a fucking lie!
Oh, you are such a bitch. I went to the eye doctor the other damn day, and I had to get new glasses and stuff because I ripped my corneas off when we were in St. Louis. That's a whole different story, man. I lost my vision. And I told my mama it was because I said, Mom, God took my eyes because I was looking at them young boys. And my mom was like, that's right, Misty, stop looking at them. So I literally ripped my corneas off. So I'm just now getting contacts back. And I went the other day, and them sons of bitches, it's like they didn't say anything. And right when I'm getting ready to check out, they're like, you're getting the bifocals. And I said, what the fuck? I mean, I looked at that lady like I was going to beat her down. She's like, yeah, you got bifocals on here. And I said, the fuck I do? And she said, well, we'll do that next time. And I said, no, the fuck we won't. I got to tell y'all something. I'm blind as a goddamn bat. I can't see anything up close, I realized. When I got my contacts on, I'm literally... like I'm doing the old lady, hustle where they put the glasses on top of their head. They were like, that's the first step. I'm like, fuck all y'all, man. So yeah, you can't be a cougar with bifocals. I'm just letting you know. God damn it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we got another question here. Do you think that virtual reality could work in the paranormal field?
Oh, hit it, Holly.
So,
Heck.
by VR, do you mean like VR headsets, things like that? Is that what?
I'm
I'm
not sure
assuming
what he's wanting.
that's
Darren,
what I'm going to go
Can
with.
you elaborate, Darren?
Personally, I'm going to go with it because I
Just
think
go with it,
that's
roll
what he's
with
talking
it.
about. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with it. So on my part, something that we talk about, believe it or not, we actually know what we're fucking talking about when we ain't goofing off, guys.
Serious. Yeah.
But no, this is how we roll, dude. You can have a good time, like Shay said down there, man. We ain't nothing but a good time, and we might offend people, but they don't need to be around us if they're offended, because we all good energy here.
Yep.
But yes, okay, so he said yes. So VR, no, I don't think it would work in the paranormal, and I'll tell you why. From a spiritual aspect, looking into investigations of the spiritual world, we're dealing with something on different dimensions, and by that, I mean planes of existence. So this is the physical, this is things that our human bodies can touch, hear, smell, and interact with, right? So when we're interacting with spirit, it's almost like we are interacting with them through the veil or whatever you call it. But that plane. So our planes are all here on top of each other. Nobody can see my hands right now. I realize that, but
That's okay. I do it too.
Yep, makes me but all of our planes are here on Earth, but they're at different frequencies, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel it wouldn't work in the paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Holly. Like, me and Holly have actually got to, and Ashley, I think too, we were at, like, we were talking about St. Louis. They had this big demonstration up, and they would put these things on you, and you were walking around like this. Listen, I did get crazy, and I got scared and ripped the headset off and threw it down and broke it, and God damn it, yeah. It was like I busted through a shit too. Everything. It was horrible. But anyway, what she's saying is right. They talk about your sixth sense and stuff like that. When you are in that virtual reality, that is taken away from you. Your mind, people don't understand how much your mind is completely, that's why it works. It's because our mind is completely entertained by the sounds and, what it sees and things like that. You're taking that away from that interaction of the spirit world because you need that. I mean, you get those interactions. So, yeah, I looked stupid and was walking around and everybody could see me. But when I took that off, I'm seeing other things when I have all that stuff on. So, yeah, I don't believe unless they somehow, if he's talking about like the Xbox version of it where they can see the outlines. Now, we've worked with that too.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually worked with that. We were with a group down in the basement one time and they were able to, they were saying that there was something, but then you have other things too. I mean, you got to think when you go into these other things, there could be reflections, there could be other heat signatures, there could be, there's a lot of things that have to be looked into to make sure that this is 100% a spirit. But then if I've got my body in tuned, I can tell you that before any machine or anything that's man-made can tell you that.
Yep.
That's very good questions and very good answers, everybody. Just scrolling through because there's like a bazillion things coming through right now, and I keep losing my damn place. And this is going back to our raccoon thing, but Darren says, "I'm surprised they don't go for a horse dick."
Hi, I'm at
Holly. Holly, tell him about the horse dick, Holly.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, you did energy work.
Oh,
no, I don't know about. Yeah, you did energy work on a horse dick.
I did. They were beautiful.
Did you help it rise?
No, that won't.
Never thought in my life I would be doing energy work on an animal because it does exist. People do energy work on animals, and it works the same way you do it as on humans. But my thing is I was never taught to do energy work, so I don't do Reiki. I'm a natural healer, so my healing abilities are given to me, and I don't even know where to go. Right, so spirit leads me to where I need to go. And I'd be damned if I didn't go to every chakra on this horse without even knowing where the chakras were in this horse. He's a big old stallion, right?
Uh-huh.
His dick was stuck out because there was a beetle or something up in there. You have to clean their thingies out.
Yeah.
Like very often, right? And these are horses that are bred. Yeah, very high.
Yeah.
Yeah, very high end horses. So I'm like, well, damn. I mean, you got the big dick sticking out, and I was like, okay, here we go. Why not? So I didn't know you weren't going to horse. His dick was hung out.
Oh my god.
She's the horse dick whisperer, everybody. Call her now for your next appointment.
What did I come out?
What I think is hilarious. What I think is funny is when I mention that, Holly's like, which horse dick? Like,
there's been multiple. The one with the beetle in it. Oh my gosh, I'm rolling over here. Kim had to let the dog out. She walks in and hears us talking about it. She's like, what did I walk into?
Yeah, I mean,
Would you like to know? Okay, I have another question here from Wolf. How do you choose the location that you investigate?
We don't choose life, it chooses us.
That's exactly right. I was going to say that shit, man. We don't, I think, Holly, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but when we go to locations, we're like, okay, we went to Rosemont recently, which was in Kentucky, which was freaking beautiful. Oh my God. Holy crap. That picture that we have of us now that we use for all of our stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. It was, that's what it was at Rosemont. And
wow.
it was really cool. It really was. But the thing of it is, they're like, hey, y'all want to walk around? And we're like, cool. And we normally now have to split up and go different because I am a very big talker. Okay, I know this. And Ashley will start writing down, but she won't get it out as fast as me and it's me, and then it's Holly, and then I'm like, Ashley, just start saying it, man. Don't even write it. But it's really cool when the spirits want to interact. They're going to come up on us, and they're going to say certain things and stuff, and that's how it happens to me anyway. I'm like, okay, and a lot of times we will all pick up the same things. We will.
Yeah, and that's in Tennessee, Rosemont was. I know. This is the thing. We travel so much, we get confused on where the hell we go sometimes. And it takes us forever.
What did I say it was?
Kentucky, but we're in Kentucky. We can after that.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
No, we love this, though. We wouldn't change it for anything.
No, we do. I mean, we don't. Yeah, we get jet lag sometimes, especially when we're coming out there to Iowa. Yeah, we get jet lag bad. It feels like we're on the road forever and ever and ever. But I tell you guys what, every time we come out there, we have some type of profound experience that no one could ever make up in their lives.
Oh,
that's true.
Nice.
We do.
That is true. This last time we got told to go to hell by a Middle Eastern man.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
at the hotel.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of
he called me personally. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he did.
It's crazy.
It was hilarious.
Lord.
Oh, God.
It was. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. But yeah, we always have something crazy happen. But the thing of it is it makes up for it with the people and stuff and the places we get to go out there. So we always come back with good stories. The first time we went out there, actually, Pistol Packet Annie guarded us with a damn gun all night long. Remember that, Holly?
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
She did. I'm serious. If anybody has met Ashley, it's even scarier.
Yeah.
She's gonna get mad at me, but they won't give her bullets for that gun in my family, and she gets so goddamn mad. She's like, "Don't tell them it ain't loaded." I'm like, "Oh God."
You let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, she's like Barney Fife, man.
Oh shit. Let's see here. We have another question. do you view any locations, or what about viewing locations you want to go to before you get there?
So that's the VR question. I think he was still talking to
Is he
back
still
then.
talking about that?
Like I could see what you're talking about there, but
Okay, yeah.
like what we do is we try and we don't, unless we've been to the location before, then we don't look into it. We already know some of the energy. But like the upcoming locations, if we look at the picture of the house and we remote view, that just happens if it happens. But if we're talking about doing the virtual reality, that would be pretty cool. However, but I think it takes away from psychics, because when you're doing remote viewing, which is part of psychic abilities, you're actually walking through virtually. I mean, if it's pictures of the house, of the actual settings of the then and now, yeah, I could see them picking up energy from the pictures, because it's the same as walking through a video or seeing the video or the pictures. So as far as picking up things psychically, yeah. As far as investigating, not so much.
We've done that before too, by the way. We've been, me and Ashley were always really skeptical on the remote viewing and stuff, but Holly does it more so when she's given pictures and some people say, can you look at this and stuff? We were hesitant, but then found out we could do it. We were like, well, goddamn, we'll just jump on in there. Because we're always like that. Holly knows that. We're like, no, we ain't gonna do that. No. And then and she's like, I really think y'all could do this. And we're like, no. And then we do it. And then we're like, well, shit, man, we could do this. So we have done that. Very accurate and like some of the things that have come across. But that footage will probably never be released. And that's quite all right with us, because we know what we can do and who we are.
Right.
Nobody can see it. Nobody can see it.
Holly's drawing hearts for everybody.
Oh, shit. Okay, we have another question from Darren. What are your views on shamans, and what is their purpose on an investigation?
Oh, that's more Holly. Get it, Holly.
Shamans are your protectors. They are your shielders. They are energy workers as well. They're the people that you want by your side when you're working with anything elemental that might be in a situation where it's a negative situation. They're the people you want on your side for that. And of course, land. I mean, anything with the land, the elementals are given a lot of issues with. Native American, going back to Native American. I know everybody who is or has ever had a haunted house that I've been in and investigated said, well, I heard there was a Native American burial ground, and I'm like, okay, sure. Because, I mean, you hear that. Everybody uses that, and that's cool and everything, but, is it legit? But anyway, yeah, shamans are the people that you want by your side when you're, they're the energy workers of the natives. So, yeah, I mean, I'm good friends with Coyote Chris, love him to pieces, and, he is a very talented person. I love him. And, but yeah, they're the people you want to have by your side when you're in situations where you're dealing with them type of entities.
Very good. Yeah, I agree.
And she blows a mean horn too.
Yes. Yes, you do. You blow a mean horn.
Don't be tooting this horn, ladies. You ain't seen what I could do with a horse stick.
Hey, you were good that night. You were very good that night.
Yes.
I appreciate that. I do. I'm still learning.
Steve says, I got to hold hands with Ashley at Farrar Seance. She's not that scary.
Oh, Lord. You ain't seen her in the back seat of the car.
That's true. That's true.
And then Shay has a good question here.
She's probably the scariest of all three of us. I ain't gonna lie. She probably is. Yes. People don't think that. They think Ashley is very quiet and stuff. But no, she's the most opinionated. She is. And I tell people this, like it goes, Ashley is very opinionated. Then it gets to Holly. And then by the time it gets to me, shit is really bad if it's coming to me. So that's how it goes down. Yes. Ashley is I guess she is our, like, God, I guess, I don't want to say crow, but if you had a scout, that would be equivalent to our Ashley. Like, she picks up on shit months ahead of time that we're like, oh my fucking God, there ain't no way. And then Holly is like half that time. Like, it comes closer and then Holly's got it. Like, they share that with the empathic thing. And then I am trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So that's how it trickles down. Like, and then once you get to me and I'm saying, okay, this is bad, shit's really bad. Like, shit's on fire. Like, the house is on fire. And I'll just be like, okay, it's bad, y'all. Yeah. But yeah, it's really weird. But actually, the reason why she is, I think she is like, I guess it's, you know, she's always like a crow, like caw, caw, you know, but she does that because she's trying to look for the next. I mean, every group that's been together, of every strong woman that you see standing, she's strong for a reason, and she's had to go through some shit. So we all get our battle scars to where we're like, okay, we see this coming. We know what's happening. So. Yeah. Even though, you know, we stand here and we're funny and we are very loving people and stuff like that. I mean, to get here, it's a fight. Every woman who's strong, and it takes a lot for strong women to stand beside each other. Sometimes they're not capable of doing that. They do want to say, okay, look, I'm going to I can't stand here in this line. And that's quite all right too. You know, that's quite all right too. But for those who stand up, you know, and we're all standing here strong, we've had to deal with a lot of shit, you know?
Let's see here. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I know what I was doing. Shay has a really good question. She wants to know, how do you advise people on how to tell real psychics from fakes?
Oh, let me hit one with the witches. I always say this, number one. If somebody okay, because we are also witches, I'm going to throw that out there. Surprise.
Right. Yep. I know, I love that. I'm like, you need to teach me some spells. Teach me some stuff. I'm ready.
I know, surprise. Yeah. People are always like, we kind of normally ease into that, but I'm going to throw that out there. Okay, so there's a couple ways of telling about psychics and witches. I'm going to put those together because I think your physical path always intertwines. So number one thing is if they tell you that they're a white witch or I'm a good person. It's kind of like a liar. If they tell you they're not a liar, they're a damn liar. So don't believe anybody that, because there is no path that is completely white. Another thing is if they won't let you record. Like, if I get somebody who sits down with me and they say, can I write this down? Or if I can I put a recorder here? Yes, you can. And if they tell you no, there's a reason why they don't want to tell you yes. Do you understand? Right. So you need to really think about that. If they are leading, if this is a person that is completely leading, like if they are just pulling every little bit and then that's how they go about it, then that's not a good psychic. What they're doing is what is it called? Like cold call? What is that called where they do that? I'm not for sure, but there's a name for that. Like you'll hear us, we'll say, so you got a grandpa, you got some problems with your stomach, this, not that, because that's what we're picking up. Right. We don't start little and then just keep on until we can get all this information to give you a reading. It doesn't work like that. Right. Like the other day we were doing readings and it came through about a fucking pig, and I talked to this chick about a pig. And she was like, how did you pick up on that? I was like, hell if I know, but somebody's on the other side talking about this damn pig, okay? That's all I know. You can't pull that stuff out of your ass. No. Things like that. Holly, what else do you think?
I think that people who, we've seen this for ourselves, you can really tell, like Shay said, it's a cold reader is what it is. It's people who will give you information that might pertain to anybody that would sit down and you would talk to.
God, yes. Yes, I mean, that's a good one.
Not say, and this is the thing, guys. Everybody, this is my beliefs. I believe that everybody has the capability of being psychic, so don't get me wrong with that. However, on your spiritual journey, I believe in reincarnation. I believe that we are reincarnated 100% because our souls are getting older. We're getting more mature. right? Because we're learning lessons through our lives. So some people are at the maturity level where they're opening up. I believe, yes, there's a big new age movement where some people think they're fucking psychic and people think that they're enlightened and people think that they're spiritual and they're not. So when they have that breakdown of going back to their religion, no offense to anybody, it's like, wow, okay, you're not true to who you are. Because to embrace who you are as a psychic, to embrace who you are spiritually, or with your religion, whatever you practice, it is taking all that on. So that's what kind of bothers me in the world today of psychics is that, for instance, something that irks me that we talked about too is, well, I'm empathic. And no shit, Sherlock. Everybody's fucking empathic. I hate to tell everybody, but we're all empathic.
Yep.
That is part of our intuition. That we are spiritual beings in a human body. Okay,
Yep.
So as part of that spiritual being, we all feel things. That's empathy. We all do. However, it's on different. Like everybody has different ones. Ashley, she takes on way too much. She's our extreme empath, where it's like, okay, Ashley, you need to shield, but she's so stubborn we can't get her to fully shield. But you know, thing, guys, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying is there's the umbrella of psychics, and then there's things that fall underneath a psychic. You are not stuck at a palm reader. You are not stuck at a tarot card reader. You're not stuck at one thing. You have put yourself in a bubble of containment by doing that. We are here and we're connected for a reason. Sorry, I'm getting on a rant like spirit.
You're fine.
Keep going.
That's fine.
Keep going. You're doing good.
No, I get really.
I know where Holly's coming from this.
Spirit.
Yeah, because we've lived. Okay, so we have been around a lot of psychics, you know, and a lot of them we love dearly. I will throw something else out there too. Everybody vibrates at a different vibration. When you are psychic or you have intuition, which we all do, but if you've developed that, a lot of times we can feel that as other psychics. People are going to be like, I'm not going to go around them. They're going to say that we're not psychic. That's not what we're saying. Sometimes you just link up, just like if you're sitting down to get a reading from me. Sometimes we can link up really good because we're vibrating on the same, jiving, right?
Right.
But you can go to Holly, you can go to Ashley, and you will get a different reading. Still good reading, okay? It's still doing what it needs to do for you, but it's just they're linking up with you on different aspects. So the number one thing I would do is research your psychic. If you're going to a psychic, research them motherfuckers. Serious to God. Right. Look them up. If they have been saying they are, let's say, I don't know. Let's use the word empath. They have been empathic for 20 years. That's what their readings are around. And then all of a sudden they're saying that, you know, they're out here reading your shit. I mean, literally, that is a psychic ability, by the way, apparently, is you can read somebody's shit. And they're all of a sudden doing that. They might not be good at reading your shit. I'm telling you. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So research that shit. And if you find somebody who, no matter what kind of travesty there has been in the world, such as the Salem witch trials, such Indian annihilation, things like that. If there's somebody who says they are connected to every one of those things, you need to start researching that too. They're grabbing, you know?
Right.
They really are. So just do your research. That's what I would say. Number one, do your research on them. See what people say. If they're telling everybody the same thing, if you got family issues, I think you're going to come on a big decision about your family. If that's what they tell every person, then you need to. That's not, you know, good. It isn't.
I remember I was working with a family because I used to work with psychic kids a lot. And their family brought her to me, and she's autistic, right? So that's very sensitive to work with anyway. And her readings, in each of her readings, she would tell everybody that their loved one was telling them they need to get into church. Now, keep in mind, this family was Christian, very Christian church. Every Sunday, every Wednesday, every day you could go to church. And I'm like, no, spirit doesn't work that way for everybody. So, you know, it's my indication of you're being led by your parents. So And with that being said, too, I know Steve had mentioned in here, I'm just going to read this off for you real quick.
Yep.
So you advise to get readings from each one of you. Now, like Missy said, each one of us have different energy vibrations. We always say, go to who you're drawn to. Some people are drawn to Ash. Some people are drawn to me. Some people are drawn to Misty.
Yeah.
Or we'll even say, you need to go to Misty for this because she can do this for you that I can't. And that's the way we'll work with you. And I'll tell you what. I mean, we could sit here and say, oh, to be psychics, this or that, but we're standing here today with each other, us three women, and we've been through a lot of fucking shit. And when Misty says not all women can get along, this is true because women who have a bright light within them that shine and have truth in them, women who don't have that and portray themselves as that get very offended of women like us. And, you know, we're not egotistic. So it's very hard for us to be around those types of people. Right. You got to get good. Well, you know, so does this Mary Jane down the way. I mean, she's just as good as you are. It's just that you got an ego and you've built up followers. Do we want followers? Fuck no, we don't want followers. That's not what this is about. We want people standing beside us, not behind us, not in front of us, because that's who we are. We're here to teach people and make people feel welcome and comfortable in their own spirituality or whatever religion they're going into this with.
Right.
Woohoo! Sorry, God,
that's the cool
thing, man.
Yeah.
Woo!
Preach it, girl.
You can tell, and that's the cool thing. Like, I do want to point this out. There is, and you will hear us call each other sisters, not this life, you know. But we know we have been through numerous lives. I mean, we just understand that it's a bond that. But there's nobody. We wouldn't be in this business with each other, and people don't understand we are very business driven. We think about things, we talk a lot of meetings, we talk about a lot of things that we're going to do, how we're going to do it, how we're going to get there. So there is nobody else that I think that any of us would stand beside and trust so much as to say, you know, I trust this as a business partner, as a sister on a different level, you know. So yes, if you ask me would I recommend each one, yes. I mean, I would recommend. There's a lot of people I would recommend, but I'm telling you, not to toot our own horn, we wouldn't be doing this together if we didn't recommend each other.
Right. Very good. Very well put, ladies. I'm just looking here.
We get preachy sometimes. See, we ain't all about coon dicks and coon and horse dicks. And let's change the subject. Make it a little easy, please.
I tell you what, I'm on a dick sabbatical, so I'm not about any dick right now.
Oh my gosh. Oh, let's see here. I know I've got a few questions here. Another one. If you come across a full body apparition, who would you want it to be and what would you say?
Oh, that's a good question. I like this. Okay, Holly, hit it. That is a running theme between us. We're always like, I'm like, Holly, hit it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen full-bodied apparitions. I don't know, guys. Really, I've had quite some experiences with the other side and like the Akashic records and things like that. So, I mean, I really don't have anyone in particular. I don't know, man.
Talking about this other day, Holly, if we could go back, it's kind of like the question, if we could go back to any time in our life or any time, who would we want to see? Or what would we want to see? I already got mine, man. I'm locked and loaded, Holly.
You go on, man, because I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right, so I'm going to throw this out there. Seeing that, you know, I did, you know, tell everybody that we are witches, we are gypsies, we are like we're spiritual, okay? That's what we are at the end of the day. But there is, and people have said, you know, what would you do or how would you, you know, where would you go and what part of time and who would you want to see? But the thing of it is I know that there is a great divine God, Jesus, whatever you want to call it. I know there's bigger there. Right. But what I want to know is the small details of things that were left out. So I'm going to go a little biblical on you. I want to go, if I can meet somebody or see somebody, it would be Lilith. I want to know if she was real. I want to know if there was a first wife of Adam, you know? And if so, what happened to her? Did she turn into that demon or was she just a regular chick out there in the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know. That's who I would want. Yeah, it would be Lilith from the Bible. Boom.
Boom. There you go. Good answer.
Yeah.
But you made Holly hit it first.
Holly, you ain't got nobody else. You ain't got nobody else, Holly. Who would you want?
It's just hard for me to come up with something like that because I think it's different. Like when you have experiences, I don't give a fuck about history, and I hate to say it, but I don't. And I've never been drawn to history, and I don't really give a shit what anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I hate to say this, and I'm sorry if I offend you, but I'm not in. I'm Baptist. That's my background.
Uh-huh.
I'm not now, but I'm very spiritual, very Native American drawn. But I feel like it's easy for a man to choose what you want to believe. Because man rules, right? Like they want you to do what they want you to do. You're controlled. So religion's combining to me, as versus spirituality, where you can just take a whole broad of things, which, you know, we've said we're eclectic witches.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have a hard time coming up with an answer for that because of that. Because I'll tell you what, I'm not a analytical person. I'm more of a, I don't know where to go with that, but I just like to experience things as I go, man.
Good answer. That's a good answer too. There's no wrong answer to anything. Let's see here.
I know, just Steve. I know history is in the past, but I don't know my past, man. I'm telling you, I've got short-term memory loss. I have a long-term memory loss. I'm serious. I can't remember my childhood a lot. I don't know, man. Even if I did learn about history in school, I don't fucking remember it. I'm not supposed to, man.
I'm not good with history either. I'm not. I don't. Ashley is more of our historian, but we make a rule when we're going to do stuff. We don't research at all. I know, y'all like my hair. I just came in on the video, y'all. I know. Like, that's my antenna so I can receive information, y'all. I have them up at little sides. But no, she is definitely geared more towards that, but we have always said since the beginning of this, we want no research. We don't do any of that. We like to be taking places and just put in there, don't tell us anything, don't do nothing, let us fill that baby out. Mm-hmm. And that's what we like, you know. And if you meet anybody who is psychic that's in this field, they'll tell you the same thing. Well, anybody that we've came across that is, you know, that we trust. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it's funny. I'm telling you what, we've been in like this location that we was in for like over a year, and every time we'd have seances, Misty would pick up on the same spirit, and every time she'd be like, I got a headache, and they're like, we're all like, okay, you got kicked in the head, Miss. Like, because a kid got kicked in the head with the horse. And this is how bad it is. People might think that we're full of shit when we do this shit, but she fucking don't remember.
I don't. And then I would say to them and be like, and they would be like, damn it, Misty, it's such and such. And then I would be like, really? And then like a month or two later, we would have it. I'd be like, oh man, my hands hurt. And they'd be like, God damn it, it's a horse kick again. And like I would, the same symptom, but I had no idea. And they would have to tell me again. Because when we go in that, when we connect with spirit, we're just connecting with that spirit. And then once that spirit leaves, that leaves. We don't got that shit no more. I don't sit around thinking about horses kicking me in the head. That's not how that works.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we have another
but
question.
That means that's a very... Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that means that that's a very predominant spirit, though. If I'm encountering that every seance, they probably on the other side was like, go on, stand beside that girl. She
don't know
my same goddamn thing, and they all go jump on her again. Yeah, they were like, go on over, man. Fuck with her.
Okay, Wolf has a question. What kind of advice would you give to someone who wants to get into the paranormal field?
Ooh, don't. No, I'm just joking. No, the paranormal, you know what? I love the paranormal. It brought us all together. It does anything. If you're in it for the true intention of it, to find those answers. Everybody's drawn to the paranormal for the main reason. Even though they don't know it, the reason is is there something bigger than me? Is there something out there? And normally when you're drawn to it, you get closer to the veil, then you'll start having experiences yourself. Boom, 10 years later, you're in the same place we are. It's an evolution. So I think the paranormal is a beautiful thing. Now, with that being said, some people have taken it to the different level. When you got all these TV shows that have come in now, they've become very egotistical. They're not doing it for the correct reasons, which is on your path, your development path that you should be, to get those answers for you, your clients, things like that. So that part I do not like about the paranormal. Very cutthroat. And used to be that the metaphysical and the spiritual side was more about love and light, and where it was very beautiful. But now we're finding that's leaking over into that too. Whose psychic dick is bigger, or this and another. We don't get involved with that stuff. We just, there it goes again with them dicks, y'all. We don't get involved with that.
I'm going to send you a corn cob.
We should have had a drinking game of how many times did we say dick tonight. Yeah,
I know. We should have.
Recently, we were at a Maboon. Am I saying that right, Holly? Maboon. Celebration, which is where we are even. It is night and day is equal, and it's where it ushers in autumn, and it's very, very beautiful. While we were at that celebration, we were talking about some of the things that we had lived through, and this person said to us, "Don't you understand? Y'all's goals at the end were never the same." And we thought they were. This consistent group of people that we were with, we thought that the end goal was the same. And then as I was sitting there, I became very enlightened and realized me, Ashley, and Holly, our goal is to get out there and help people. And it's to talk. And it's to lecture. And you don't know how empowering it is when the three of us get to talk about being witches, and you get them women that are sitting there crying. Yes, it is wonderful. Recently at Scarefest, I mean, or them people that stay after to talk to you, and they're just like, thank you for doing this. And when you're sitting there and people start crying because they felt alone, that's our fucking goal, And if we get people that we get to call family at the end of the day, that's great. And our troop, we should call it a troop, a gypsy troop or something. Those people we love. When you bring ego in it, there's no place for that. You will not be able to get the benefits that we get working on a different level. So that's the only bad part I would say with the paranormal. It's just just leave egos out of it. I don't know. What do you think, Holly?
I'm like Misty. I believe that the paranormal path for me, personally, and I believe that for a lot of people, is because they are drawn to it for a reason. And I believe this is part of their path of enlightenment, of awakening. Because they are reincarnated, like I said earlier, everybody's reincarnated, and we're all different ages as far as, our spiritual bodies go, but we're led here for a reason. Mine was my awakening. If you're just coming into the field, be wary of working with other teams. Watch out for them, please. And I say that with the most, there's some really good teams out there, and there's some awesome people who are in it for great reasons, and they love to work with other people for the research of it. But 80% of those are not. And that's the truth of it. Let's just get real with it. 80% of people out there, and this is for the psychics too, portray a united front of, let's be united and bullshit. Let's not step on each other's toes because we don't want you in this location. It's our location, blah, 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 fucking blah. If you're in it for the right reasons, then you're not researching. You're playing ego trips, people. If you're just coming into it, educate yourself. Talk to some seasoned investigators that you trust. And that's easy to say nowadays because, and I hate to say this about people, but people are very gullible and easy to believe other people because people with egos put themselves in a certain light. We look up to those people because we think that they are someone that they're completely not. So then you're left following, and then you get a situation. We've all been in this bullshit. That's the reason I'm like, we don't do it. We found ourselves in it, and it was only because I believe that we had to go through situations to understand our path and to understand that me, Misty, and Ash are it. We're sisters. We are it group.
Yeah.
And I think everybody in groups realize that. But mainly educate yourself and be very, very careful. If you're in this for money, just keep going and quit your hobby, because it ain't going to happen.
Exactly.
If you're in this for fame, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, and there are some that are.
It takes a lot. I mean, yeah, they are. And that's the thing. Even if you do want the notoriety, you want to get to a place where you could start going to cons and not having to pay for something or stuff like that. Oh, that's fine. I mean, we know how much it costs to be in this field, but you can't expect that overnight without putting work in.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
And you know what, honey, we're blessed to be on the show and somebody knew who the fucking Gypsies are, because we've been working for 10 years. That's the collective amount that independently all three of us have had, is at least 10 years in this field. And if I can come on this radio show and one person knows who I am, that's a success for me. And that's 10 years of fucking work.
Yep.
So when you have somebody who jumps in and they haven't been in for a year and they're thinking that they should be treated like a superstar, it doesn't happen like that. You've got to put in the work and the knowledge. That's
Exactly. Exactly. I agree 100%. Sorry, I just got to hack up another lung. Excuse me.
That's okay.
Damn.
You got 2 of them, honey. You're good.
Well, I think she's
I think I've hacked 2 of them tonight, so what the hell am I going to do? I'm going to have to get a loaner. I ran out of wine, so I had to switch to water.
Oh, it's okay. I'm out of water now. I'm chugging everything over here. I'm going up naked in a minute.
Oh, no. If I have tequila, no.
Tequila makes your clothes fall off.
It probably will. I know, it makes me pass out at a Mexican restaurant.
Home.
Yeah, you'd have to carry me home. Oh, my gosh. Let's see here. I'm just making sure I haven't missed any questions, because I know we've had a lot of them coming through, so I hate to miss anything before we start wrapping things up. I don't think I have.
I think we caught them all.
I've been trying to go as fast as I can, because usually I get kicked out of here, out of chat, then I'm all screwed up, and then Shay has to send me the questions, because I can't keep track of shit.
Yeah, I think Steve just said he's just in it to get people together with the same interest, and he loves the field and the people. There's a lot of good people in this field. You got to find them. You got to weed through the bullshit, and that's 80% of the bullshit.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
There are some I'm just like, holy shit, I don't understand it half the time. Like, there's some that I just know. I'm like, really? No, that's not happening for real. You guys are no.
I think this is the thing, and Misty them as well. When we got into this field, it was because of either personal experiences or because we knew within us there was something more out there. For me, it was personal experiences, and I wanted to learn more, and I wanted to help other people because I had out-of-body experiences. But I didn't think nothing about other teams, I swear, because I'm in the accent of Virginia, and I didn't know any other paranormal teams at all. And this was a good 10, 12 years ago. And so then I started, getting in that web of teams and figuring everybody out. But we still... in our little hoe, which I'm very thankful for. And I'm thankful for my bullshit radar because, people, it's funny because Misty and them used to think that I just loved everybody and I couldn't see past nothing. And they finally realized what the cues were. Because I ain't gonna call you out unless you are doing something to offend me personally. I'm just gonna let you talk, and I'm just gonna stand there and be like, man, that's awesome. I'll let them talk because some of these people out there is just fucking crazy.
I know.
They are. They are.
It is.
But God love them. We love their little crazy asses. We really do. We've got some really close people that are crazy as fuck. And we're just like, we're going to overlook it. We're just going to love you anyway.
crazy you want to have in your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the crazy where you come up to me and say, we fought battles on different planets, and I'm like, the fuck we did? The fuck we did? True story.
I normally look. Holly gets that. Holly gets like some deep shit. I normally get this one line that they say every time. Every time. Like I 1 month, I think I got 2 or 3 people that messaged me this line, and it is, I feel a connection with you, and I feel that we were meant to go down some path together. Now, that's great. I think it's beautiful. More than likely, it was a dude that sent me that.
Yeah.
And then the next
Exactly.
thing is, there's a different path they want to go down.
They're going to take you to your cornfield.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm serious.
Ask them next time. Say, does it involve a cornfield?
Thank you. If it doesn't, we can't talk.
That's right.
People, there is such thing as paranormal pickup lines. Oh, I've heard
that's
too.
wonderful.
I've got this
for you. Just come in.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a witch cemetery and a regular cemetery?
Oh.
Or is there any?
What, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go on first.
Okay. So I am a firm believer in the body is just a vessel, and when we pass our bodies, the cemetery. That's the reason I have problems with some cemeteries. Witches cemeteries might have a little bit more energy, and not because of the supposed witches that are buried there, but because of the people who visit the location, if that makes sense. To me, there's no difference. And the energies that when we pass away, our souls go on. We are not going to stick around a cemetery and go, hey, what's up? I mean, why the fuck would you? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's the way I see it. I just think that people puts energy into places. So a lot of these haunted locations are the same too, because we put energy into those locations.
Yeah. I think the only way that, to me personally, if a cemetery was more active, I think it would be because of, like Holly said, the energy. Like, say I had a family member who would come talk to my gravestone. Well, I'm going to be at that gravestone, not because of the gravestone, but because my family member's there, and maybe they're upset at that time. That's going to draw me in. Those are things. Witches cemeteries, we have visited, the 3 of us have visited the Salem Mass Cemetery, and it's a cemetery, like Holly said. It's in the center of the town. It's very beautiful. They have the memorial right beside it of all the witches that were, put to trial. Some of them died. Well, the one, I think, is the only one that got died. But anyway, so there was... Yeah.
Some of them died. Well, no shit.
It's a cemetery. Surprise, they might have died. Try to sound smart, goddammit, Holly. Anyway, I will tell you, a true witches cemetery, though, I think they're more private. Like, that is I don't want to say that that's a commercialized cemetery, but it is. People go there, they take tours, in the middle of Salem. If you have a granny witch, Holly, now you probably go back me up on this, or me and Ashley, we have talked to our family and been like, we got some property. We want to put our dead asses on this damn property so nobody could get to it. And you will probably find a true witch's cemetery is back in the woods. Nobody's going to find her because that's where she finds closest to her great divine. So, yeah, you'll probably find that's where them old school, like, trees are and stuff. Like, when my grandparents passed, me and Ashley, planted a tree for each one of them. That's like something that you do. That's old mountain shit. That's where you're going to find your real witches stuff.
Got it.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like, I don't know. I just feel like we put, okay, so let's say Salem, yes, because it's, oh yeah, the Lafayette. We went to Lafayette. We went to in New Orleans. And all these places, I don't feel any energies in cemeteries, and it kills me when people go in there and they're like, oh, and I'm like, hey, what the fuck you feeling? Because I ain't feeling shit. Because I'm a firm believer that energy, when you pass away, your energy still resides. So it ain't like you pass on and you never come back. There is the possibility of spirits coming back because, say, my grandfather passed away 2 years ago. I don't visit his grave. I go with family sometimes just to walk by. Do I feel connected to him there? Hell no, I feel connected in my heart. So, I guess it makes people feel better and they're comforted. And if a spirit was to interact with you at a graveyard, it's because that you've called them in. Does that make more sense to you guys?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
It does. It sure does.
I think that I have been in a graveyard and I've seen walkers through. I know that's kind of weird for people, maybe. And it's not that they're attached to certain grave sites. I think they're just spirits that are just moving through that area. Mm-hmm. And I think people put a lot of energy there, so then they're attracted to that energy people put there. Not necessarily. And it could be they're attached to the land or something like that. And I have seen that. But, yeah. Does everybody always get the same damn thing, too? If they say there's a vortex in a goddamn cemetery. I don't know how many times I've been heard that. They say there are vortexes, that there is, in the cemeteries. I don't know if that's so much as because it's a cemetery or because of the land. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's something Shay just mentioned too. I think cemeteries are least haunted for the most part. If there's activity, it's the land. I agree, 100%.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Okay, so when we first got into the paranormal, we did a lot of damn research. And do you know? I'm gonna throw this out there. People can feel the intent of land, whether they know it or not. I want you to think about it. These places that are haunted, a lot of times they'll be right beside dump sites. Or people will start putting their trash there. There'll be trash. Or they'll start, like, the house is falling down. Or they'll make it a cemetery. It's not because of what they put on there, that haunted house, or you got, like, a junkyard, or you got a damn graveyard. It's not because of that. It's because we as people felt that difference in that land. That's why we put it there. If you think of it on that different aspect of it, it changes it completely. It's not what we put there after the land. It's the land originally, and then what gets given that energy afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, yeah. I do have a funny story that Mrs. got to tell y'all. It was in Lafayette. Mind you, it was Mardi Gras weekend that we went to New Orleans. And our last visit was the Lafayette Cemetery. And Misty was walking around, and I was near her. And I hear her going, oh shit, oh my God. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I was talking to herself. And she was like, oh shit, she's found a spirit. Mm-mm. Oh no.
I thought I found one.
Black lady in the bushes. She done said, you found me?
Oh my God. I about shit my pants. I thought it was a spirit because sometimes when we interact with spirits, sometimes they can feel like they're real. And I was like, oh, shit, I done found a spirit. And you got to remember, everything in New Orleans is above ground. So there's these tombs that are above ground, and this tree grew up next to one, okay? So I'm walking. I'm like, oh, fuck, there's a spirit, y'all. I was like, Holly, come see this. Come on, y'all. I could feel it back here, and I hear it rustling. I'm like, oh, fuck, I done found something. And it was a crackhead in the bushes. She's like, you found me? And stumbled out. Yeah. That's the first time I ever found a crackhead, y'all.
She was on a bicycle. Like, I don't know where the hell she got the bicycle. I was like, what the fuck just happened right now?
I don't know. We are psychics and crackhead finders. If you need a crackhead found, I will go out there and I'll try to find it for you. But I was real excited. I was bringing people over. I was like, oh, you got to come feel this. I done found somebody over. And it was a goddamn person. And it was a crackhead in the bushes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Shay's got a really good question. I'm not taking over for you guys.
No,
I just
that's fine, because I was going to ask you. That's fine.
No, she said, "You guys, what's your view on, or do you believe in tulpas?" Fuck yeah, that's what we're just talking about too. It's the same concept. People create their own hauntings sometimes, and I believe that like all these dolls are coming out haunted. I'm like, motherfucker, like I'm gonna die and I'm gonna put myself in a damn doll so y'all can sell it on eBay. What is up with that?
Well, I got a funny story about that. Well, I got a couple of different stories. Number one, in old religions, you get in hoodoo and voodoo, they do transfer spirits into dolls. So that's where this is coming from. Now, do I think your regular middle-class white American that purchases this thinks that it's haunted? Do I think that I don't know about that aspect, but I do know that there's a lot more people doing research on these Tibetan tulpas or whatever the hell they are, because I've had people who sit and talk to me. And what happens is when I do readings, a lot of times I try to link up with your spirit guides. And this one dude sat down with me, and his spirit guides were very much saying, I stepped the fuck back. So I said to him, I said, you know your spirit guides have stepped back? And he said, yeah, ever since I brought these tulpas in. And he has grown them, and then he said he accidentally grown one. So what this is a manifestation of the spirit or a being that he feels is doing his bidding. Okay, that's what a tulpa is. So we're going to throw this out there. Now, I do believe that the mind has a lot of power. So before you go out there doing this shit, you need to research it, okay? Because there's always, you got to pay the piper in some sort of way. So keep that in mind. But for anybody who wants to think about this and they're in the paranormal, not the spiritual side, look up, I think it's called the Philip experiment, and I talk a lot about this, and it literally is where this gentleman, he was like psychiatrist, I think, or psychologist. He got together like 10 or 12 people. None of them claimed to have any extra gifts. No, they weren't gifted in any way. Every week they would sit down, they would start talking about, if they could have a spirit, who would they think? They went very in detail with this guy so much that they knew his name, when he lived, where he lived, what he looked like. Then all of a sudden they brought a tipping table in. He was able to answer by the name of Philip. This was a Canadian researcher, by the way, I think. Next thing you know, the tipping table is going across the floor, pinning people against the wall. He was able to, there were knocks on the wall and stuff. Either they manifested this Philip character or he was already there and he got a voice. So just think of taking nobody and being able to create something. That's what happens with these tulpas. So be very, very careful with that. Like I said, there's always some piper that needs to be paid.
You see that a lot too with people who play with Ouija boards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we do. But not in a bad way. It's very controlled, some of the things that we do. If we see there's like little spikes or we feel it's different, we will say, okay, we're going to pull that planche off. We're going to tell them goodbye because we're not going to continue on with that. But I do not suggest people do it that are not experienced in it. That's what I say.
Same thing with seances too. By the way, I do want us to talk about that real quick, if it's okay, because there's so many misconceptions behind seances, and a lot of the locations that we want to go into and do seances at will not allow it, which we respect that totally. Because if we do it, other people will be wanting to come in and do it, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right, exactly.
That's true. That's true. Because
Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. Holly, you can keep going, but I'm like, that's the thing. You have to have people who, okay, so let's go back. Me, Ashley, and Holly, we have, whether you know it or not, we have been in numerous circles that are seances, with different people, different energies, and we take away what we feel is the safest for us. We've done it from just a regular person to people who claim to be more experienced. So we've had a lot of research in this before we offer this to the public. There are certain people that we interact with that the public doesn't know about, but they will not let their seances be publicized due to the fact they let them channel through them. And when that happens, when that truly happens, it can get very ugly. So they're like, there is no videography, there's nothing, and we respect that. So we're on that end of it, and then we bring it to y'all where it's a safe manner. And if we feel anything negative, we will break it. But if you go into a circle with somebody who is not experienced or cannot understand these cues or understand that this person may be starting to be taken over. You know what I'm saying? Because if a spirit wants, they could be thinking, you know, if they've had a seance before and they're able to jump into a spirit, a body and talk, and then you got somebody who's never had that happen before, it's going to scare the shit out of them. And then if you don't bring the circle down right, Holly always brings down our circle. If you don't bring it down right, it can hurt the people. You're sharing that energy. There's a lot to it rather than just jumping into it and holding hands. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I would go as far as to say as I think anybody who conducts a seance should have somebody who properly knows how to deal with the energy. Just for that reason, like Missy stated, because when something you can't predict, even psychic, you know, even if you're psychic, you're sitting there, you might have these feelings of, okay, I have your spirit's going, well, you know, be careful tonight. Something could go wrong or something could happen to where not so much negative, but too much where the energy worker can step up and say, fuck off. You know, we can push them away. We can take care of that. So, you know, I get like the locations part of it, but I also get that there's a lot of misconception. I actually done, the girls couldn't come to it, but I done a private seance. And mind you, we're in a Bible Belt where everybody's like, oh shit, you don't do that, you're going to hell. A lot of our people, the ladies' people didn't show up because it scared them to think what would happen. And I'm like, y'all in good hands, you know, it's cool. But you know what? It's the most amazing experience I think that people could ever have is being in that circle and experiencing that energy and connecting with the spirits. I think it's the best paranormal investigation you could ever have. I really did.
I absolutely loved it when we did that at Farrar. It was amazing.
Me too.
It is. It was so funny too. We laughed. We still talk about this. We talk about this when we speak. You know, we usually pick up things and we're like, we laugh about it and carry it on. But that whole middle floor we were on in Ferrara, nobody else was having activity but us.
I know.
And
it was great. It was great. You go upstairs and it was literally dead. There was nothing going on upstairs. Like in the auditorium, I literally laid down and like
Almost
fell
went
asleep.
to sleep.
Oh, shit. That's the cool
yeah,
part.
But
like,
what people don't understand.
Go ahead.
What people don't understand is this is the most purest, organic way of investigating that people could ever do, and it's the most raw connection that you could ever have.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we had that one girl, she took off running. We always enjoy that, but we also had Misty that was staring at the bookcase for 10, 15 minutes.
Yes. And I was like, there ain't no activity. I don't know what y'all talking about. And then when they turned the light on, I was just staring at a damn bookcase for about 10 minutes. So, yeah, that happens. You know, that happens to me. I will tell you this, too. On the psychics end of this, I always try to tell people, like, the great aspect of a seance, because we have been in locations and did a seance to kick it off and interacted with certain spirits in that seance, because it's almost like, think of it if you sit down at a big table and you say, hey, it's dinner time, come on, you know, everybody's going to come in from the fields, like if you're in the country or something, they're going to come in and they're going to see what's happening around that dinner table, right? Well, we have interacted with spirits at that seance, then went to investigate, never saw them spirits again. Because to them, they're like, well, shit, I ain't no part of this. I'm going to back up. So people don't understand how much connection they can really make in that first bit of seance. It's really cool. I enjoy them. That's actually the way I prefer to investigate. We're actually giving them our energy to come on in, like calling them in. And we get to interact with a lot of spirits that sometimes you don't get to in a location. They'll just hide away, you know?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, let me look here. I'm just looking to see if anybody...
Wolf had a question.
I thought he did. Okay, yes, he did. I knew I saw another question somewhere. All right, Wolf has a question. What message do you hope that people get from listening to you?
Holly. Oh my God. I think it's a message we always hope that comes across is, well, number one, we hope that we raise your vibration, because laughter is a way of raising your vibration to make it more positive. And I think everybody needs that in their life, because not everybody's life is perfect. And, there's sometimes that we all need to be uplifted, even us, and we're sitting here cracking jokes, but, even us, we need that energy as well. So number one, that we hope that we give you guys a higher energy and just a smile on your face. And number two, we hope to spread education for people to connect with other people, that we give the message of, there's things out there that has not been discovered before. And I think that's part of paranormal research and in the metaphysical, and that are not talked about in a certain way. And that's something we are very raw about and very unfiltered about. So we're not ashamed of who we are in any aspect of who we are. And we are very raw. This is it. I mean, we could not fake it at all.
Yeah.
This is who you are. This is our feelings. This is the raw us. And we give everything to the people that we're speaking to, and our thoughts and what we believe in with all of our heart. So I just hope that we give people happiness and a little bit of insight on our world and their world, and what could possibly be their potential in the future if they wanted to go down that path of spirituality and open up to be enlightened.
Mm-hmm. I think the one thing that Holly mentioned on too is that this is us. It used to be a paranormal investigator, you had to be very, very regimented. You got to have that certain look. You got to be very serious. And we're here to tell you that shit, you'll get more evidence just being you. Nobody's going to talk to somebody like that. You got to think of them as regular people on the other side. If you're very rigid and you're not in your very uniform, they're not going to talk to you. You have to be yourself. Some of the greatest things that we've got is when we were being goofy or something like that. They want to interact with that. That's number one as a paranormal investigator. Number two, I think that what we want to convey is that, you know what? Everybody is unique in their own way. And we don't want anybody to feel left alone because they're different. And we are different, We want to come out there and say, you know what? It's all right to be different. And it gives you somebody to stand with to say, okay, these people are different. As a psychic, I want to tell you another thing. You don't have to be holier than thou to be a fucking psychic or tarot card reader or an energy worker. You don't have to act like you're holier than thou. Because that shit ain't true. If that's your personality, that's your personality. That's great. Go with it, baby. But I'm out here. I'm the goofiest person. I'm the one that stared at that damn bookshelf for 10, 15 minutes. And I still can sit down with you and read your tarot cards. And if somebody wants to talk to you from the other side, I can try my best to connect you with it. Mm-hmm. So we're all human, and we're goofy, and we're funny, and that's all right. That's what makes us unique, And don't fucking let anybody make you feel bad about being you. That's what I want to get across.
Yep. Yeah. We actually ran across that too. I want to mention this. We was actually signed with a production company, and they kept trying to contain me, Misty, and Ashley. This happened, pretty recent, and it's a long story that we don't go into many details about, but we do tell this part of it to everyone because I think that people should hear it. They wanted to put us in a box, have us not cussing so much, not being so out there, being more filtered, not being ourselves. And, that's very hard for people like us. And it's not because we want attention. My God. I mean, let me tell you, when no one's around and it's just us three, we're still goofy as fuck. I mean, it's still the stupidest shit that we're like, we should have really been feeling that shit. But no, we were in a situation where they tried to put us in a box of what they thought that they could send up to production to sell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we didn't fit that box, and they wanted to put us in it. And I'll tell you this, and we all feel this way, I will never, ever, ever, ever put myself down to a position that I'm not, being who I'm not, for a damn TV show. That's all of us. We've been in this and we've went through it before. I will not ever be that way. If a TV show comes around the corner and they want to, and it's something of a good aspect of us,
Right.
then I'd be okay with that. Other than that, who fucking cares, man? We're rocking the fucking shit, traveling, meeting wonderful people like you guys, and it's all about connecting, dude. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And that's one of the things that we're really blessed for, and it is true. One thing I did learn in this, we learned a lot about each other in this, too. There are certain ones of us in a group who are conformers that will start trying to conform to what people want, and then they will become very unhappy. Like, I'll be very first to tell you it was Ashley. She would conform to anything anybody wants, but when that happens, Lord, she becomes the most unhappiest person. And because she tries to make herself what they see. Now, Holly is the complete fucking opposite. When you say, Holly, don't do that, Holly's going to be like, that's the first goddamn thing I'm going to do. And it's true. I watched it. It's funny as fuck.
It is. I get really offended. Man, I got a big body, and I got a big soul and a big heart, man. And you can't contain all this.
I got a big heart. And it is funny. And like, I am right in the middle trying to piece everything together. That is our whole dynamic of everything. So we aren't. And what people don't understand when you hear about that production company, that was the first time that us as a Southern Gypsies had been signed. But what people don't fucking understand is, one, Holly had her shit, what is it, on Amazon Prime or some shit at one time with somebody or something. And then me and Ashley had been signed previously 2 other fucking times. So that was our third go around, okay? Oh, and we're like, okay, we got this. What people don't understand is that's something that comes in this field too. You will. Don't let it go to your head. That's what we're trying to tell you. If you let it go to your head, you're never going to be what you're going to start doing then is trying to adjust to what they want. And then you're going to have a mental breakdown, or you're not going to be able to do it. Like Ashley, she can't do it. She tries, but she can't do it. Right. Because her true self will come out. And then Holly won't try at all. She'll be like, fuck y'all, I ain't doing that. But if you make yourself conform.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all kiss my damn ass. Yeah. Country is sick and saying, kiss my fat ass.
And the funny thing is, though, is those people that are able to conform, they aren't their true selves. That isn't who they really are. That's for a paycheck. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get out there and you're going to get in the public eye, and then they're going to realize you're fucking frauds. And when that happens, everything you've built, everything you've worked for years and years is going to come crumbling down, and it's not going to be worth anything. So just take that as don't sell your soul for a little bit of money, because it's not going to work. You know, it's not. It's going to come out bad. So that's what Holly says is true. We're just happy to be out here. That is our end goal. Get to meet great people, travel to great locations, and that's it. Just helping people. That's it, Yeah.
And
Holly,
like these
occasionally, if you occasionally get a call from Holly that says, hey, did you see my titty last night? And you say yes, then she'll say thank you. You're welcome. There you go. That's it.
That happens, and
that's
as well
a
as
true story.
You never know when you get texted my nudes by Misty.
Oh, no, that's true. I accidentally do that.
Not only did she text my nudes, but in there was a professional picture of me, Ash, and Misty sitting at the table with her banner as the Southern Gypsies. That was our first trip to Iowa together, guys.
I didn't think it was.
Oh,
yep, that was our first trip to Iowa.
Somewhere. She says I'm gonna be famous in France one day. I was like, wait, motherfucker.
Like on National Lampoon's European Vacation.
Yeah.
They've been making porns and went over there. She was real famous. I said, you're gonna be famous in France, Holly.
I love it.
But yeah, man.
All I did was give her the look. This look that I give her, like I think I even posted a picture. Like we was going to Florida last year or the year before, and it's this look I give her every damn time. Like, I can't believe you did that. But let me tell you what's fucked up. This is how we row. This is how, these are, we are sisters, dude. So the guy that she texted the pictures to, she had accidentally, and it was from Ashley's phone, she had actually sent a dead rat to him. And he's like, what the fuck is this? So he replies to the news going, fat, nasty bitches or something like that. And I was like, yeah, so Ashley called that motherfucker up.
Nice.
And she says, don't you talk about my friends like that. I want you to apologize. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, my kids are sitting right here, and I opened up these pictures. And she's like, I apologize for that, but that did not mean meant my sister done that and didn't mean to do it. And she had him apologizing. I was like,
oh my gosh. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the end, yeah. He was thankful he got them goddamn nudes and the dead rat.
The first time she's done
That's
it,
our normal
though.
life, though.
It is.
I'm telling you, that is our normal life. Like, people are really like, how did y'all end up in these situations? We're like, we don't know, but we're here. And we're like, the day that we had to search to see if Holly had really showed her titty to people, that was hilarious. Like, somebody had said, Holly, you showed your titties. Holly's like, no. Holly's like, no, I didn't show my titties. And
It wasn't my titties.
we were on a business call. We were on a business call afterwards, and Holly at the end of this business call, because the dude was there at this party thing, and we take care of each other. If we know one of us is going to drink, the rest of us will stay sober, or at least one of us. Uh-huh. And he said, and right then she's like, by the way, let me ask you a question. Yeah, I'll show you my titty. He's like, well, yes, you did. She was like, all right, then. And that was it. Like, and then she was on the hunt to see who else saw her titties. And that was the funniest shit. She would just be like, so let me ask you a question. You see my titty last night?
Listen, when I'm drinking, I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say, hell, I didn't do it. But that was my bra that time. But I did show my areola to just a private group of people. A private group of people, not everybody. Okay? Because people make fun. I ain't going to mention no names, but people make fun of my areolas. Okay? And there was a nurse, and she said, them don't look bad at all. And I'm like, see, coach, bitches.
Man, we joke with each other constantly, y'all. It is hilarious. But if you're on a titty hunt with us, you're in close. I tell you what, we'll be calling people like, you seen this titty? Yeah. We're gonna start making flyers. You seen this areola?
But Shay's talking to Chad about that picture Ashley posted to be in the middle of us. I swear to God, we try to sandwich her all the time because me and Missy's always naked in the hotel room and she's fully clothed like the building's going to catch fire. Not me and Missy. We can jump out of that damn place butt naked.
We do. I just get so mad. She's like, Holly drug her titty on me and Sissy put her ass cheeks on me. Like, I'll get one side naked and Holly will get the other. It's hilarious. Yes. That's what happens every time. Yeah.
Good times, man, with the Southern Gypsies.
I know. I think that, I gotta tell you, that has come with spiritual growth. I swear to God. That's the weirdest shit. That's a side effect of it. You're going to want to get naked. I don't know why. We were more clothed and stuff, and now we're just like, fuck it, man. We're out there living our best life with our titties flying.
I've always evidently been on that journey because I've been running around with my panties since I was a little girl, and my daddy would tell me I look like one of them African women on the Discovery Channel. I was like, Dad. But I've always been in tune with that. Nobody can see that particular.
I can see it. I know what she's doing. Be jealous, everybody. Okay. Well, I better start wrapping things up because there's another show on after us. But
oh shit! How they going to come up after this?
I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one.
Follow that one.
It's gonna be a tough one. That's for sure. All right, I'm going to run through here, give quick shout-outs to everybody who was in chat. We had Shay, Darren, we had Steven. Holly was in there, myself was in there. Wolf was in here, Matt. Man, we got
Jen
a lot.
B.
Huh?
Jen B was.
Jen B was in here, Donna. I'm pretty sure I saw Mama Pat at one point,
Mama
and Kelly
Pat
was
and
in
Kelly
here.
We're both in there.
Holy shit, we got a lot. So I'm just...
Chat was a hopping.
Yes, it was, because we were talking about dicks and areolas.
Listen, ain't nobody cares. They said them Southern Gypsies are on there. They just foul mouthed and know a little bit. So fuck yeah, let's listen to them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, well, if I forgot anybody, I'm sorry, but I think I got everybody. So thank you, everybody who joined us in chat. Thank you for everybody who was listening but wasn't in chat. We appreciate each and every one of you. No paranormal chat tomorrow with Shay.
No, yeah, Shay will not have a show tomorrow night.
After us at 9 is Seeking the Paranormal, so tune in to them. Shay says we have almost 400 comments.
Holy shit.
Woo! That's pretty good.
I'll tell you, if you guys ever change, I'm going to hunt you down and slap you.
Yeah, I know. Don't change your ways.
Don't ever change your ways.
Ain't nobody going to take my ways away.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, everybody, tonight. We will see you next week. Next week, we have Ron Haskett on. So tune in then. We'll be talking probably about Malvern. Maybe some other things. So tune in and find out about that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you for listening to REP Paranormal and Friends. Be sure to check out Kim and Allison on Facebook at REP Paranormal Busters.